Looks like we are going live here. Let me see. Meh. I think that we're live and we're feeding out to the folks out there. Let me know how my audio is coming through here to you guys, because I've done a whole brand new setup. I'm back in Morgan in the van, back in the original van here. You're joining us live on Utreon, so we can actually hold shooters. There you go. We can actually hold guns here on Utreon. So if you're watching this later on YouTube or listening to it and you want to join us live, Utreon/WMMF podcast, Who Moved My Freedom podcast. That is the place to join us. Let's see, Babyface throwing up shooters as well. There you go. Walter will be joining us here in a second. I think he's coming in late, so I don't know. It might be minutes or hours or never. We'll see. I think he'll be joining us here. All right. That being said, let's press the button and get all up in this.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation, Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Franklin Armory. Franklin Armory provides 100% US-made firearms and awesome binary option triggers. Their focus and purpose is to provide freedom tools to all Americans, especially those in not-so-free states. So when you're in the market, please consider Franklin Armory. All right, here we go. Let me throw Babyface P. There he goes. He's in there. I'm in here. Let's get the jazz hands going. All right, come on, jazz hands. I hope you guys have your big girl panties on. This is episode 913 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. It's FreeForAll Monday with Babyface P. There he goes. Babyface P. In the house. In the place to be. XYZ. LMNOP.
Sure.
I can't think of anything else. Walter should be joining us, and it's FreeForAll Monday, of course, and Scotus 2-a win and unconstitutional red flag laws all at the same time. That's what we'll be talking about. Patrick, Walter's not here, so you got lots of time to tell us about your weekend.
Didn't do anything fancy this weekend. Marley worked on Saturday, and I got some homemaking done on Sunday. I put a new light up in the front door, and nothing fancy, nothing too crazy.
Oh, okay. All right. Man,
that was good.
See, this is why Walter's not here to tell us, and I went to Hooters 5 times this weekend and all that stuff. I'm sure he'll be coming in. He'll be at some point
soon enough.
Yeah, he's up to something in the shop, so he's working late, doing work up in the shop. So, yeah, man. I know you're into this law stuff, so I'm sure you have opinions. I know you have.
I read the briefs on both the Dobbs opinion and the New York rifle and pistol opinion, so I'm well versed in both.
Yeah. So where should we start? Where do you think is the fair one to start? The first things first?
I don't know. I'm assuming everybody wants to hear about New York rifle and pistol.
Yeah.
That would be my assumption.
Yeah. What do the folks out there want? Let us know. We'll give you a couple of seconds here. Hopefully you're hearing the audio and all that's good, not too loud, etc. I haven't seen anyone complain about it, so I'm going with it being fine at this point. I think time-wise, the New York pistol and rifle thing came down first, right?
Yeah. A New York rifle and pistol came out, I think, on Wednesday, and Dobbs came out on Friday.
Yeah. So, Dobbs the red flag bill?
No, the red flag bill is its own thing. Dobbs is the overturning Roe v. Wade.
Oh, okay, that's Roe v. Wade. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Should we even let's take Roe v. Wade first. You want to take it?
You want to take Roe v. Wade first?
Yeah, I mean, because I don't have a... Yeah, it's controversial to some people.
To specific people, yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
To me, it's not
controversial. To regular folk, I don't think it means much.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, my opinion of abortion is that it's a thing that we shouldn't do, and I understand that there's reasons why some people choose to do it. So, but it's not really a thing that I'm willing to get all crazy about one way or the other. We've been living
That's how I
with it
feel.
for a long time.
It's not my single party or single voting topic thing. That's not how I feel.
Yeah, and I see myself. Well, it probably comes down to where you see yourself, right? And
Probably.
I see myself as very conservative on things when it comes to like government. I think government should be really small, and then on some things I'm really liberal. Like I don't really care what people do that doesn't take stuff from me.
The constitutionality of this plays into smaller federal government for conservatives. The idea, and you'll hear this argued on the left, you'll hear them say these same words. The idea that we would have 9 unelected, unrepresentative people making these decisions is crazy to them, which to me is exactly why returning this to the states was the right call. It has always been a state right up until...
Is that what the decision did? It puts it back. It doesn't say that you can't have abortions. It says that the federal government is not in
cannot regulate. Well, you do not have a constitutional right. It's a state right, and the state can regulate it how they see fit.
Yeah,
that's all it does.
And what is this here? Someone says Night Train says abortion, I think, is a poor form of birth control. Yeah, it's not meant to be that.
100%.
Shouldn't be that.
People use it as a form of birth control. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, a lot of people,
or at least that's how a lot of people see it.
Yeah, and you know what the thing is? This is one of those things. Something I do believe is that there are folks out there who are pushing abortion in America to limit the number of certain groups of peoples. I believe that.
That's so. Abortion, let's step away from abortion per se and go to the group that does the most of them, Planned Parenthood. They were founded by a person who believed heavily in eugenics. Mind you, this was the 20s, and eugenics was extremely popular back then. Though it is still popular today. There are a lot of people that don't know that.
Yeah. On both sides of the political aisle.
Billionaires around the world still believe in eugenics. They won't tell you that, but it's absolutely true. Yeah. Bill Gates loves looking up to the Rockefellers, and the Rockefellers were very heavy into eugenics. Margaret Sanger, though, specifically saw blacks as inferior to whites, and so it was good that Planned Parenthood give abortions to black. And notice, where are most of the Planned Parenthood buildings? They're not in white communities.
In the hood. So this is funny. I heard Mike Tyson talking about this, and I thought it was fun. I was just listening to Mike Tyson talking to LL Cool J, the rapper. It's one of my favorite old school rappers that's out there. And they were talking about the abortion thing, and Mike Tyson's like a weird dude. He's like brilliant.
He is.
On one hand, super brilliant. It's super ignorant.
Yes.
It's like, I don't know. I guess all of us like vacillate somewhere between super brilliance and super ignorance. But he said, you know what's funny? It's weird that like in Hollywood, it's all, pregnancy clinics, right? It's all this, there's people in Hollywood spending a bunch of money to have babies. And then in the hood, everybody's killing their babies. And he was like, yeah,
it's exactly right.
He was like, you know what? It's weird. The white people spend tons of money over here to get babies, and then the black people over here killing their babies. So,
yes.
Yeah. But in general, like this was not one of those things I was waiting on. I don't even really. Obviously, we've been talking about it for a couple of months in America. But I'm not sure where it came from and why the Supreme Court brought it up again.
So amongst this group of listeners and followers, this might be controversial, but I'm pro-choice in the matter. I don't care what you do between you and the kid that you're killing. I always have said that it's not my soul that's being tainted with that. It's on you.
It's your kid, though. It's a kid related to you. And if you weren't raped, and if your life is not in danger,
no, it's the person's kid. Yes, not
you, Babyface, but it's that person.
No, it's
that woman. Well, let's not even say that person. That woman.
Yep, it's their child.
That woman, yeah, it's their child, and it's a crazy thing if, like, like, if you're using this as, as birth control, like someone said.
Yeah.
It's a bad thing.
Yeah, it's a form. Most of the people nowadays are using it as contraceptive.
Yeah.
Which it really isn't meant for that.
Yeah.
And one argument that has come up that's really funny to me is a lot of center-right people, and I'll probably call them center-right, they're probably not center-left, have said, and I typically would fall into that other than when it comes to guns, have made this argument of, you guys are to blame here.
Who guys? Us guys?
Pro-abortionists are to blame here because we have ended at the bottom of the slippery slope. The top of the slippery slope was we want it to be something that can be done but is completely irregular. It's not happening on the regular basis. It's just there in case it's needed.
Yeah. We
are now at the bottom of that slippery slope where it's like, how many notches are on your bedpost type of thing for a lot of women.
And how far are people taking it? I mean, there's people harvesting organs and all kinds of stuff. And the idea that, like, I had this conversation, and someone was saying, well, that might ruin your life. And I was like, I don't see how
might ruin your life?
Having a baby. And my thing is, unless you were raped or you're going to die over it, I don't think having children ruins your life. I think
if your
pressures make us stronger, and
this
having kids is not the most expensive thing I've ever done.
This is where I think I would agree with most of the people that probably listen to this podcast in that I don't think drug addicts should have kids. Should they not have kids is a different answer. We should not be sterile. Maybe we should.
So you're saying like crack babies, right? Like crack babies.
Probably should not be sterilizing drug addicts, even though it's not a bad idea.
Are all crack babies
should
bad?
They have kids? No.
Are all crack babies bad? Have we done like long term? Because crack babies has been a thing since the 80s, so I'm just curious.
An interesting thing? The epidemic of crack babies, I don't know if that ever came to fruition. I'm just saying. Have you seen
There were babies born addicted to crack.
There were babies addicted to crack, but they said that it was going to ruin generations to come.
Right.
I don't know if that's...
Well, I mean, there is AOC. I don't know. We'll have to...
Yeah, she could have been a crack baby.
Yeah, we don't get to see medical records.
So my point is, you can't trust drug addicts to do anything safe. They're putting poisons in themselves already. You can't trust them to have safe sex. Come on. So I don't have a problem with it. Because, again, it's not my soul. I'm not degrading a part of my soul by killing this thing.
Yes. And there's a difference in someone deciding, because I do believe it's life once you create it, as far as I'm concerned. Those two things, the sperm and the egg come together, life, in my opinion. Life. I
don't know that I agree with that. See, that's also part of my problem is I don't know that I follow that opinion of when life begins. A lot of people say that. The popular opinion is, the popular pro-life opinion is life starts at conception. I don't know if I agree with that, because I don't think life is... Even heartbeat bills, I don't know that I agree with, because your heart is not who you are. To me, it's your brain. To me, it would be when you have neurons that are firing, creating a brain, and that to me is more of the living thing. But again, I'm probably the unpopular opinion amongst the group that we live in.
No, I think everyone's going to be somewhere in the middle. I think that's the point that we've had here, just talking about it. Like, everyone's going to have a different opinion of, where to go with this. And I know I shared with you a stat that I think, what was it, in 2020 or 2021? I think there was 960,000 plus abortions. But Lola was saying that when she was going through that, she said, I don't really think so, because it was a lot of people in there using the morning after pill. And
that's not
you don't know. Yeah, that's just taking a pill. So if they're counting the pill, we don't know, did it do something? Was there life? Did that destroy that life? It's like...
And the funny thing about all this, so the argument has always, as far as I can tell, always comes down to, you have the fringe groups. So you have the extreme fringe groups. One side says, never abortion, never, ever, ever. The other side says, abortions all the way up until they're coming out the birthing canal, which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
But I think most of us fall somewhere in the middle, and that middle depends on weeks. A lot of people will say a week period, like how many weeks before we cut you off from an abortion.
Yeah. It's the last thing. It's the last thing you should ever want to do, because you are gonna, like, the women that do that carry that their whole life.
That's part of what I'm saying about it's not my soul.
And even the woman involved in Roe v. Wade, I read about her. She regretted it. Yeah, I believe she was like a lesbian. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on there.
She was a drug addict
life at the time.
She had four other kids at the time. Was a prolific drug addict.
They paid her to do all this, but she still regretted it later.
She regretted pushing Roe v. Wade through the court system.
And it's a thing you have to live with.
She was really taken advantage of by the people, the female attorneys that pushed Roe v. Wade to the Supreme Court. In a sense, really took advantage of her, because she was just a lowly drug addict who just wanted to flush her system out, as bad as that may be. But they were the ones that said, no, we need a case that we can take to the Supreme Court. So she came forward in later age and regretted it. And the woman, for anybody that's not aware, Roe v. Wade's daughter, Jane Roe, who's starts with a name, I can't think of her last name, but her daughter was born because obviously a court decision doesn't come out in 9 months. It takes years to get to the Supreme Court. So her daughter was born, and that person's alive. That woman lives. She's here.
Yeah. So here's the thing, like, anyone watching this, like, in the gun community, because we've actually talked about this for some minutes, even though it's not like a thing that really, I didn't celebrate this or go out and shoot guns up in the air, and neither of these.
I don't mind talking about this because the case itself goes to the heart of the Constitution. I'm less, for me personally, I'm not super religious. I don't follow lefty indoctrination, so I care less about the abortions themselves, in a sense, and more about the constitutionality of what happened in 1972. That's what I care about.
Yeah. So, well, what about? Do you think that there's a relation between the abortion argument and the right to self-defense argument? Do you think there's a relation?
In what sense? I don't know what.
I don't know. The reason why I don't think there's one, but the reason why I ask it is because for some reason there's always a conflict. Whenever these kind of things happen, you always see the crazies over on the other side.
I wish I had
bringing
as
us
many rights
in.
as guns do.
They always bring
this in. I wish a woman
in.
had as many rights as a gun did. And you want to shake them and be like, okay, in most states you have to get licensed. A lot of states you have to be locked away in a closet. You can't be available. You can't just be sitting out on a desk.
Also,
you have to put it in a case to drive it. It's an insane argument.
And pro-gun guys, most of us, I know I don't know, I guess there would be some crazy people on the fringe of it, but pro-gun guys don't want to be able to defend themselves or have guns so they can kill people. That's not the reasoning behind it.
No.
Yeah. There are people out there like, oh no, now I can't do this, or I'm going to go do it anywhere. That's not really the thing. I don't think these two things relate to us. One is your human right to defend yourself, and then the other one is talking about a thing that makes us human. We're human beings, and big part of that life cycle, I see some people saying that here in the chat, is having children. You're created to do that.
Right. As uncomfortable as it may make some of us, me especially, because I've never seen myself as a dad, so the idea of being a dad, whenever that happens, freaks me the fuck out. But we're created, we're put on this planet to do that. That's what your genetic coding is.
It's the circle of life, dude. Something will click on in you. I know you. You were
developed. You were evolved. If you don't believe in evolution, God put you. Whatever you want to say, you have been placed on this planet to do something further, and that typically is procreate. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I've done no better thing. I've done, seriously, all kidding aside, man, I've done
having the kids itself. I thought you were joking about the procreation part, because that's always good times.
Yes, there is no better joy.
Going back to the heart of this again, the only connection that you can have here is going back to the Constitution. because the left says they want to believe that abortion is a constitutionally guaranteed right for everybody.
Yeah.
The right says no. And anybody who has read through the Constitution will have a hard time finding any place that says you have a constitutional right to abortion.
Mm-hmm.
So to take this further, for anybody that hasn't read, I will give you a primer on Roe v. Wade. I will give you Babyface's legal lessons. I'm not a lawyer, remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Reading through the case law for Roe v. Wade was bad case law to begin with.
Okay.
It was an activist court in 1972. I got a minute. I'll follow up afterwards. It was an activist court in 1972 that basically created the right to abortion out of thin air, thanks to what they saw in the 14th Amendment right to privacy. So basically, they looked at it and they said, you have a right to privacy with your doctor, and so now the government can't tell you or your doctor what you can do with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically how they created it. Right to privacy, 14th Amendment gets overused quite a lot in case law, in Supreme Court case law.
And so, the 14th came up in the Second Amendment thing that we're going to talk about.
Yes. So overturning this last point before we move on to the break, and I'll continue afterwards because I find this interesting. The 14th Amendment right to privacy, basically, this is fixing.
We're going to take a hard break right now.
Fixing a problem that was created by the...
Walther Arms has been making concealed carry handguns for over 90 years, starting with the PPK. Today, Walther is based in the good old US of A and still builds quality firearms like the PPQ and PDP for personal defense and competition. So when you're in the market, please consider Walther Arms. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Walther Arms. Isn't it crazy how we burn through it?
20 minutes when I'm talking.
20 minutes already about a thing that we don't care about, which, but I'm glad to have the conversation.
But no, I care about the Constitution. I don't care about abortion as much. I care about constitutionality. This is what I've said to other people is this is an extremely painful course correction in constitutional law. People don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear whatever, but that's what this is. We had made a wrong course, gotten to this point, and we had to make a very painful course correction back to where the Constitution should be.
Yeah, and I think there are some things that are relative to it. So, for example, there's rights that you have as a human being that allow you to, to be a free citizen or person here living in America. I don't know if citizen is the best word because whether or not you're a citizen, but you have these rights that have to do with that, and it doesn't mean
naturalized rights.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you can't do other stuff, but what it means is that that folks out there don't have to pay for it. Now, if you want to defend yourself, there's nothing that says someone has to pay for you to be able to defend yourself.
Naturalized rights. The Constitution was created not to tell the government what they could do, but to tell the government what they cannot do. That's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. The Constitution is telling the government, you have no power here. You cannot trample over these rights. The 10th Amendment is another very important one, which says that any right that isn't explicitly given, and I believe it's in Article 1 of the Constitution, tells what Congress can do. There is a list of what Congress is allowed to do.
Okay.
Anything outside of that, thanks to the 10th Amendment, is left to the states or to the people. It specifically says that. You do not have a right to abortion under right to privacy, therefore it falls to the states and to the people below that. Now, the good news for pro-abortion people is this gives you the opportunity to go argue in front of your elected officials, create law that, quote-unquote, would strengthen reproductive rights. But at the same time, you're not going to get a unanimous decision on that. You're going to have people that don't agree with you, and they don't want that. That is how our democratic republic is supposed to work.
Yeah.
So it's really straightforward. It's very simple, and it's not a bad... people are acting like the world is it's really funny, all these celebrities that are coming out right now saying, America's the worst, I'm moving to Canada, I'm moving to Europe.
I think Pink said if you don't like her if you're pro,
she can fuck off.
If you're pro-life, don't listen to her music. Or
She can
there's
fuck
people
off.
that are putting horrible things out there. You know, this is the thing. Like, we have the right to defend ourselves, right? We have the right to defend ourselves, and so this is something. So that if the government comes in and says, "Oh, you can't have this, you can't own this," we're able to use that. But no one pays for that. And the weird thing about what's happening with abortion, and I think it's relative to some other things that are happening in America and are maybe going to get more prolific, is that, so for example, someone's right to say, hey, I was born a man, I identify as a woman. Okay, cool. But does that mean does that mean I don't care. Do it. If you want to do it, knock yourself out. The thing is, does that mean that the government should be paying for that?
No.
No.
So, and you don't either. The left that believes in that thinks that they have a right to affirmation, and they don't. You don't. Nobody. You have no right for anybody affirming what you think about it.
Yeah.
Quickly to what I was going to say before we left Roe v. Wade was, for anybody, all these celebrities that are saying they're going to leave the U.S. because it's the worst place ever,
they're not going to do it.
Read through the abortion laws in Germany and read through the abortion laws in the UK. That's where all of everybody wants to go. Pretty perfectly mirrors what Florida has going on right now. I'm just saying.
No celebrity is leaving America. Okay, where are they going?
None of them are going.
How much taxes are they going to pay? They could talk all the shit they want to. They don't want to give up. They don't want to give up their money to the socialism that they want.
Do you know what the tax rate is in the EU if you're wealthy? It's like 60%. Nobody's going there. Nobody's leaving to go there.
They always say they're going to leave, and then they don't leave.
So then swaying back to New York Rifle and Pistol Association. Mm-hmm. This is the big one that pertains to us, and well, not us necessarily, because
I mean, I've lived in New York, and I have family members in New York. It pertains to
New Yorkers, to Illinois people,
New Jersey,
Californians, New Jersey,
Delaware, I think.
There's a bunch of them. There's like 11 of them, I think.
It's a lot of states. Yeah, somewhere it's either going to be like 8, 9, or something maybe? Like that. Yes.
Yeah, something like that. There's a lot.
That make you go through a whole bunch of unnecessary hoops.
The simplest way to distill down what the Rifle and Pistol Club, the New York Rifle and Pistol Club ruling is states can no longer be a nay issue on CCWs. If you pass all your checks that they want to put in place to get a gun, they have to have a shall issue on CCWs. That's basically what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, Mayor Adams, I think, is fucking hilarious. Did you see his take on this? His hot take. That's the.
I saw the headline somewhere. I don't want to listen to that guy. He's an idiot.
Dumb.
That's a police. He basically like one of those elite police officer dudes.
He came out and was like, "This makes all of us less safe." And the rest of the country is looking at New York City like, you're a third world hellhole already. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know how can you be less safe? It's a jungle up there.
You know who cares about the stupid laws that New York has? The law abiding.
That's it.
All the gangs, all the criminals.
They don't give a rat's hairy ass about it.
They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about it. Okay?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what are you doing? You're stopping the law-abiding people from defending themselves and that mayor, he believes that he has the elite right to defend you. Only he can defend you. You can't do it yourself, you bastard.
He is a pro-union cop who thinks that the police are the end-all be-all.
Yep.
That's exactly what he is.
Yeah.
He's an ex-cop who thinks that the world of law enforcing, the world of protection revolves around the police, and that's some high-level bullshit.
Yeah. Who does the law? The law, it being so difficult in New York for a regular law-abiding person to be able to defend themselves. Who pays the biggest price? What group of people?
Yes.
What group of people in New York City?
The undefended, the regular folk.
Yeah.
The other thing that people should take away, besides my favorite case to bring up, Warren versus District of Columbia, which says that you can literally be raped to death, and the cops aren't responsible for you. Look it up. That is exactly what it says.
Mm-hmm.
They had another Supreme Court case that got decided this week that says police cannot be sued in civil court for mistakes that they make on a specific mistakes. Let me pull up the reading. But yeah, why anybody thinks that the cops are there to protect you is retarded. They're there to sweep up the body parts and take it away.
You have to defend yourself. And in a lot of these states where they do this, the people who actually catch charges just because they were defending themselves, right, are typically the poorer people, the people of color. These are the people who are typically getting in trouble and catching charges because they're trying to defend themselves and they can't get a concealed carry permit to do it. Even the criminals are out there doing bad things and they don't press gun charges against them.
Another interesting one that came up, the court decided for Georgia specifically, you can choose any means of execution you want as a prisoner as long as it's readily available. That was another one that was decided last week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's a prisoner in Georgia wanted to be shot with a firing squad. Georgia said, no, we can't do that. And the Supreme Court said, no, what's stopping you?
He won his right to the firing squad? Oh,
yeah, and the Supreme Court said, yep, sure enough, you can have that.
Okay.
You can, anything that's in current parlance, if you want electric chair, firing squad, lethal, whatever, gas chamber.
I want death by snoo-snoo. That's what I want.
I don't know that that's in
current
parlance.
Available.
I do love me some nuts.
Yeah.
There's your audio.
Yeah, there's people out there. If you take that the wrong way, okay. Walter Keller has joined us, and he's.
I feel this is a moment for this.
Oh boy, he's rocking
his.
Make
does
America
this not apply?
Make America Great Again. He's
Trump,
rocking the hat.
Trump single-handedly did all of this. I mean, he put some of the correct people in place.
This is one of the big reasons why I'm happy that Trump was the president.
Could you imagine if Clinton was
in there? Oh Lord. Yeah. Well, if Clinton was the president, we would have definitely 3 very liberal people sitting on the Supreme Court.
Probably 3 lesbians, three outed lesbians at least. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? The first.
No, you might say that. Oh,
the first dog to become.
The first man-horse marriages. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It'll be the first child.
It's coming, Mark.
Yeah, I mean.
Mark my words, it's coming. Chuck this day.
Democrats still want to push for court packing and so therefore making more seats then putting more people on the Supreme Court. So
live birth abortions.
Yeah.
There are people that want that. There are people that seriously want that.
I know there are. Isn't that called murder?
It's insane. That is insane to me that anybody's. Stacey Abrams, the woman that still thinks that she's governor of Georgia, today was interviewed on Fox, and they were like pushing her for an answer. Do you think you can have abortions in the 3rd trimester? And she's like, she refused to answer, and the woman's like, okay, we're going to take that as a yes. And she's like, that's not what I said. It's like, bitch, we know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You got to see the gap then.
Listen, Cruiseman says, death by snoo-snoo, they're going to get Madonna to hump you. Oh, God. No.
Oh, I don't know if I want to die that way. That sounds horrid.
Yeah. I'll take firing squad, electrocution, rope. Throw me in a vat of acid.
That's death by stinky pussy. That's all. Stinky pussy. That's all.
Oh, my Lord. Who knows what Madonna's up to. So, listen, I think that the ruling on the New York Rifle and Pistol, those members of the New York Rifle and Pistol Club who applied to get concealed carry permits in New York City, that ruling from the Supreme Court is a big deal for the entire country.
The entire country, yes.
Yeah, it is a really good thing, and I wish the Supreme Court would take up more stuff, but it's a great thing. Go ahead, Walt.
All these other places that you have to have a need. By the time you have a need, you're already dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now their stuff is basically null and void too, for the most part.
Yeah, and a lot of those states are actually already starting to back off. I was looking at Guns and Gadgets talking about it. I think California is already backing off, in New Jersey.
The attorney general has already put out a word saying that if it comes in, you must give them their concealed carry permit.
Yeah. Now, Do we
No,
think
it might take 5 years, but
No,
Yep,
that would
that's
still
the
be a
next case that
denial.
has to
Yeah,
go.
that would still be a denial. Time like that is a denial. There's no, to see that this person is a law-abiding member of society. What do you have to go through? Yeah.
We know it's a denial, but the Supreme Court, I don't know, has said that, so that's the next case that's going to have to... Because I guarantee it's going to be like pulling teeth from these people. They're not going to let you just...
We don't have enough people to do this. We're understaffed, and we're still suffering from COVID. And I have anal congestion, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, put the mayor of
like,
New York City to work doing this, because he's not doing anything
Basically,
else.
yep. Basically, I don't give a flying fuck. You better go sign that paperwork tomorrow, because I don't care what your holdup is. Our rights do not wait for you to decide that you want to work.
Yeah, a long time is a denial, and I also think putting massive hoops in or obstacles in the way of it. So, for example, saying, "Oh, you have to get 100 hours of something of instruction or whatever," that's denial. Yeah, that's a denial. What do you think about the law firm that the lawyers who worked on behalf of this case? The law firm dropping them. What do you guys think about that? Because their law firm dropped them.
Walter, what's your favorite phrase about politics?
Rope.
Follow
the money. Follow the money.
Oh,
who do you think's paying those?
One or the other.
Who do you think is part of those purse strings paying that law firm? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
follow the money. I guarantee you, some big donor for that law firm is a Democrat. Guaranteed.
Right. Yeah. I would say there's going to be some money. But I hope they go out and start their own thing and do.
They are.
More
they already
things
said they
like
were.
This. Yeah. So
yeah, no, they are. One of those lawyers. I read through that article you linked. One of those lawyers has been to the Supreme Court a couple of times. He is well versed in getting cases to Scotus.
Yeah.
They already said that they're planning on opening their own firm, and I'm guessing they're going to be doing a lot of Second Amendment cases, because that seems to be what they are interested in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But this whole trend that we're dealing with now, that corporations, for example, we were talking about abortion, and there's corporations like, "Oh, we'll pay for your abortions." You know what? And then there's corporations who are like, "Fire those people. They must, because they did what we didn't like." Since when are corporations getting into politics? Yeah.
They always have been. Come on. There's nothing new. Who do you think built the railroads? Who do you think ran the railroads? Everybody. It's all corporations. So.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Honestly, I don't really care. I see people getting all up in arms about it. If they want to pay for it, like if that's coming out of their bottom line to pay for abortions,
go for it.
I'm not running that business. I don't fucking care. It's none of my business.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
If you raise the prices on goods because you want to pay for that service, then I'm going to start having issues.
Or what if that? So you do think the corporations are going to really pay for that without somehow pulling it from their other employees or pulling some?
No, I don't think so. They're not going to lose money. Corporate America does not lose money. They're not going to lose money.
It's PR bullshit.
Yeah.
Who's going to say, "Oh, hey Disney, I got pregnant. I want to go take a vacation in California so I can get an abortion. I need $5,000."
Disney said they're gonna. Disney says they're gonna pay.
Exactly.
Now here's my.
I'm gonna go take a vacation on them then.
Yeah. So all the
my
dudes,
ass got pregnant and I'm a man. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. All the dudes who work. You know what's funny? So like I actually got into this conversation with my son over the weekend, and it was his birthday. And in general, my kids are pretty good.
Why would you get conversations about this on somebody's birthday?
Okay, now you sound like Lola. Lola got mad at me because we got into this. Yeah, but my son was trying to tell me that a man could get pregnant, and I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" No, he can't.
A man can't get pregnant.
Yeah, and I was like, "What? In what world are you living in that a man could get pregnant?" And he says, "Well, if it was." If it's someone who identifies as a man,
that's not a man.
But
done. End of conversation. That's not a man.
Yes. Now, obviously, this has happened, and this was the thing I said to him. I said, "Well, that wasn't a dude in the first place. It wasn't a man. That was a woman who identified as a man, but obviously didn't have her uterus removed, and so she's a woman because that's dress up.
You can play dress up all you want. But wearing me as a costume, you can fuck off. You're not a man.
Yeah. So, and my thing
Man.
about it is who the hell is actually gonna pay for all these things? You could do this stuff if you want to. You want to go crazy, all the things that people want to do, you could do. But if you decide that someone else has to pay for it, this is where you rub me the wrong way. You want to have a big schlong? Go pay for it. You can have yourself a big schlong.
Yeah,
You want
I
to go
don't
from
got a problem
being
with that.
a woman to being a man, and then back to being a woman again, and you're paying for it. It's all good, baby. Go live. Yeah, live your life. But when the rest of us have to get together and pay for people's crazy ass whims, that's not a society, or that's at least not. I don't want to be part of that stupid utopia that someone out there is trying to build. And basically, they're just trying to make.
Utopia.
Yeah, they're just trying to make everyone, I think, confused and crazy.
You don't want to be in Rome?
That's basically
That's what
Walter. That is exactly what it's
that's-
turning into.
This is exactly what happened to Rome. Everything's okay. Have at it. Fucking anything that moves. Do anything you want.
True.
And guess what?
It's true. No, I was reading actually some history on the downfall of Roman society, and there are many similarities between current United States.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got invaded. Then they got invaded by the Mongols and the Horrors.
The Mongols stormed the walls and took over. Yeah. Seriously.
The Mongols kicked their naked homo asses back to the Stone Ages. And
It's true.
You can say it any way you like, but that's the truth.
That's how Rome fell.
That and drinking wine out of lead vases.
Out of decanters, lead decanters.
Yeah, and they were all lead poisoned. Yeah, so
That's what killed. That's what screwed with the French too. Oh, we got 7 seconds.
Yeah. You've got
the French.
5 more
The French
seconds.
used to love putting white makeup on. That was
We are going to be right. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like High Point Firearms and Full Forge Gear, bags and gear for everyday life. Did you know High Point is an American family-owned and operated company located in Ohio with over 30 years of manufacturing experience? High Point is proud to be the home of the working man's gun and your source for affordable handguns and carbines with a lifetime warranty. So when you're in the market, please consider High Point. Yeah. Anyway, the moral of that story is I got a very stern talking to from Lola because I turned a birthday. No, because I turned a birthday into a lecture.
Political discussion. Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
I'm sorry,
that
I don't
whole
let
thing
moments
about-
go by to parrot. I parrot at all times. If you don't want to listen to me, you don't have to be around me. But
politics and religion and all that stuff. I got to parent my dad. Okay.
Yeah.
All right?
I think my son was just trying to be a smart ass. I know.
Well,
I was
of
like,
course,
come on.
yeah.
Come
It's using the words, all those
Yeah,
what ifs.
trying to be a smart ass.
You want to play the what if game? Go out in the yard and play with yourself. You know, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
That's well, what if? What if this? What if it? What if?
So let's get into so listen, Walt, you missed it. I don't know what you were up to, what kind of shenanigans.
Okay, it was sad what I was up to, actually.
Oh no.
You're saying it's sad. I'm assuming this involves the destruction of beautiful works of art.
You didn't see these before. I didn't even get a chance to shoot these guns. There was a post-sample Bulgarian Krink and a Polish Tantal, full auto. Pretty as a motherfucker, like I say, pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And
someone was forced to destroy them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody that doesn't know, when an SOT goes out of business or they lose their license, they can transfer or sell their stuff to another SOT. I had kind of agreed to buy these, and at a decent price, by the way. But ATF denied the transfer for some ungodly known reason, and tomorrow they're coming to pick up, not from me, but from somebody else. They're going to come. They want to pick the guns up. Well, basically the guns are the receivers. So
I was gonna say you give them a little chunk of receiver and tell them to fuck off because the parts kits are still plenty good.
fired up the grinder and ground off the welds and peeled off the perfectly good receivers, and we got nice
So
parts
only
kits.
it's not the whole thing.
Good.
Only the receiver has to be.
receiver. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Good, as long as you get to keep the parts kits. Did you
buy the
purchase
parts kits, or how's that work?
That's to be determined. I probably will get them. I don't know if I'm going to build them back up as posties. I might do an SBR on the crink because that makes it a little more valuable. I can live with that.
I mean, I think I could do. I think I need an SBR crank, Walt. So that'll be a nice present, a nice upcoming present for me.
Throwing this out there.
I identify as the recipient of that future SBR crank.
Walter, throwing this out there. There is a company who creates drop-in auto sears for AKs. It's obviously SOT only, and I would never go creating that myself. Seriously, I wasn't looking at creating myself ATF. Fuck off. But for somebody like you, it's a drop-in auto sear for an AK that's fucking awesome. It's like a pack that goes in, and you could just pop into any of the AKs. It's something you can legally do. I meant to tell you about it.
I love these moments when me and Babyface are trying to convince Walter of all the awesomeness.
I mean, the problem with building an AK full auto is you can't change it out. You can't change the length of the barrel. An M16 is usable. You can make it whatever you want. So if you could, if there's a plan out there for an AK drop-in auto sear, then it could go into a Tantal, it could go into a crank, it could go into a...
Well, speaking of that Tantal, oh my effing God, how complicated the Tantal fire control unit is.
It's a effing nightmare.
I've never dealt with one assembled. I had it as a parts kit. When I built my Tantal, I put AK parts in my Tantal. So,
yes, AKs make it so much worse. The Tantal parts kits are atrocious.
We're talking the full auto stuff, which has little ratchet mechanisms and all this stuff.
Yep.
I was like,
it's an atrocious thing.
Oh dear. I love the Tantal, but that fire control group, they must have had some German engineer working for them to do that.
It's an awful. And then the stock design. Did it have the original folding stock on it?
Yes.
Those fucking folding stocks are awful.
Well, they're cool looking, but to shoot, they're terrible. Yeah, they're terrible.
They wiggle and wobble, and they're just pain in the ass.
DCG44s is asking us, what do we think about the new 9mm Scorpion Mag Draco? Hold on.
I like it.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's neat.
I almost ordered one. As soon as I saw it, I almost pulled the trigger on it.
That's cool.
That's the mag that it should be running, not a Glock mag, which looks terrible. And looks are important, when it's done.
Draco?
Well, it's a Draco with a.
Oh, here we go. Okay, Atlantic Firearms.
Draco.
Yeah, Atlantic Firearms.
Oh God, the Glock mag looks ridiculous on that.
Oh. Yeah,
the Glock mag is hideous.
The Scorpion mag looks proper. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't find a Glock mag one. Hold on.
Just do a search for Mini Draco 9mm. You'll see the Glock mag. It looks horrible.
Wait, hold on. Which one?
Never really fit the.
Is the Glock mag a curved? No.
No.
Oh no! Oh, I see it. I see it. Oh yes, no.
It's ugly. It's ugly.
You want it before? Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's not right.
Draco 9S. Oh, the Draco 9S looks sexy AF. Oof.
It's weird how that curve just does.
It sets off an AK should have a curved mag. It shouldn't have a straight dings.
Now,
here's a better. Let me see. No, that's not a better picture.
What, Walter? Hold on. What?
Patrick, do you see Forgotten Weapons today?
I don't know if I did, but somebody's phone's ringing.
Yeah, I took care of it. It's what he's got is he was over in France in their the official research museum that they have in France.
Roller delay. What? In 30 carbine? What the fuck is this?
Wait, where is this?
It's awesome.
Forgotten Weapons.
Forgotten Weapons.
Okay.
I've never fired anything in 30 carbine, so I don't know a lot about it. I know the basic concept of it.
What do
but
you mean
I've
you never
actually
fired anything in 30 carbine? You said M1 carbine.
Oh, this is M1 carbine. I was thinking 30 Luger. Sorry, no, I was thinking 30 Luger. No, M1 carbine roller delay.
Is this on their website?
Oh.
Is this on the website? Or?
Yeah, ForgottenWeapons.com should have it.
Yeah, it's his latest post.
Ooh,
So basically, the
30
Germans working for the French designed this, and basically it's a heck the HK design in M1 carbine in 30 carbine. So it's just
That's
a little
really cool.
little. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've sort of sweet to shoot too. So
Yeah, I bet that in full auto is awesome.
yeah, that
No, I was
French
thinking
had
30
an
Luger.
no 30 Luger is like Tokarev for the most part.
Yes. That's why I was like, I've
Um,
never shot anything weird like that. But no, 30 carbine would be awesome.
Yeah, supposedly the French had an intermediate cartridge program. Like they're looking for like a Kurtz, their own Kurtz cartridge.
Yeah.
And then that was one of the ones that was submitted, and they had a 6.5 by 33. And then all of a sudden, like in 1950 or something, they dropped the whole intermediate part cartridge program.
Yeah.
So, when they started, they went back to 7.5 Swiss, and then they went to 308, and then there was the hookers and the hookers and the cocaine and everything, and that's done.
It's exactly right. Went over to 5.56. Got to NATO standardize everything, huh?
Yeah.
It looks like a set me, a weird mix of a set me thing shrunk down to 30 carbine. I don't know. It's cool as hell though.
If you listen, when you watch this thing, the two Germans that worked on that, one of them had more influence over the other, and the other one got disillusioned, and eventually the other German went to work for Centme in Spain.
Amazing how
And
that works, isn't it?
And that's the whole. Then it's the HK lineage and all that stuff. So, yeah. Yep.
No, I would love to give this a shot. This thing looks cool as hell.
I'd love to have they did prototypes of the HK type guns in 7.92 by 33, the Kurtz cartridge.
Did they?
Yes.
I imagine it would shoot similar. Well, it would probably shoot similar to the World War II SVT 44 MP44.
Yeah, the MP, yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Which, by the way, for anybody out there, that if you ever get the opportunity to shoot one of those, anybody listening should take it. That is a beautiful firearm. The caliber and everything is wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what are we talking about? I was looking up something here real quick.
You've been quiet for a long time.
No, I'm just hearing you guys saying SVTWX 33.
YZ.
Yeah, so
Kurtz.
Oh,
Colonel Kurtz.
Yeah.
He's up in the mountains looking for the bad guy.
Yeah. Are you talking about the Sturmgewehr?
No, Colonel Kurtz was the bad guy. You're right.
Yeah, he was the bad guy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Apocalypse Now.
So if someone says here they want 42 Chill says he wanted to hear Walt rant. Listen. This is going to be very bitter. This would literally be how we get canceled. Walt's already mad because he had to be witness to something that he really truly wanted to get his grubby little fingers on being destroyed.
I've never disassembled. I've taken apart parts kits that had the receiver stubs on them, and I knew how that all grind the welds off, pop them off. But I've never taken a functioning AK of any type and destroyed it
and made it not.
So,
yeah.
No, it's kind of sad. I don't like the. I don't even like this. That's
like
terrible.
I said. These were.
There was no way to fight this with the ATF for crying out loud.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's already fought in federal court. Anyways, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyhow,
it sucks.
They'll live. They'll live again. I promise you, they'll live again.
Yes, and one will be a crank that will belong to Hank Strange.
I can tell you one thing.
You got $4,000 on you.
Won't have that goddamn Tantal guts inside of it if I put it back together. I can tell you that right now. So.
Yeah.
Man, that was.
Yeah.
I don't know how you put that together. I'm looking at that. I'm like, how do you put this thing together? They must have a procedure.
Did you take pictures of it when you went in there? Because you did. What did you?
It's gonna if a Tantal goes back together, it will not have Tantal guts. It will have AK guts because
it'll have AK parts in it. Here, let me show you a little.
Yeah, doesn't that take
if I
away
s-
from the authenticity though, like the
Let-
value?
It's a fucking tantal.
Well,
Nobody wants them anyways.
It's a frickin' post sample. It doesn't fucking
Yeah.
matter.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Um,
All right.
Tantals aren't sought after like 74s are.
Okay, well,
Which is a
then
shame
they'll
because
take-
Tantals
my-
are plenty good guns.
yeah, oh yeah. Can I say? I'll send you a video, Hank, and then you can do what you want with it. Just showing the guns before I took them apart.
You want me?
That's the
You want me to
saddest.
show this? I don't know if I want you to get worse here.
You should post it up on Safety Harbor Firearms. That'll go big, won't it?
I don't know.
I
don't know. It's a sad
Hashtag
day.
F the ATF.
Yeah.
These are both post samples that run just fine. But
And you never even put a magazine through it.
so we're gonna do that.
Oh
Whoa! This guy never shot these. Oh god.
no, he
Walter
shot
did
them. I
not.
just never did.
Oh, Walter didn't. Okay.
I would have at least.
Those
put a
look
mag through it
good, man.
before- before chopping.
Damn, the wood on that looks good.
Here, let me explain things to you.
Oh, wow.
They were never officially mine.
Okay, that makes sense.
So,
Yes, you just did the work.
I was keeping them because I'm an SOT and I could do that, but they were never
Yep.
officially in my book, so I couldn't like take them to your place and shoot or anything like that.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and I didn't want to stick them in the bullet trap because I didn't want to bang the wood and everything else in the bullet trap shooting full auto. So
Yeah.
I
that's
just
true.
said, you know what? Let's take them apart, get the job done. Here, you go give them what they want, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll deal with the rest.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Better.
There ain't no.
Better
It's
not to be in jail.
it's been
Yeah.
one of those things where they could have made it really easy and simple for all this stuff,
Mhm.
and it turned into a Class A clusterfuck.
Mhm.
I wonder
Yeah.
why.
Mm.
It's almost
Well,
as
you've
if he
got
went
more
up
of that.
against the.
Mhm.
He almost went up against
My-
the big dick of the law, and the big dick of the law came back and slapped him in the face.
Yeah, here you go. This is what you get for taking us
Yeah.
to court for.
Do you know why? Because the life's blood that pumps up the big dick is the life's blood of the people. It's the people's
Is
blood
our
going
tax
through the
dollars.
dick. Yeah. The dick is powered and fortified by the blood of the people.
Powered by our stolen tax
Fortified.
Yeah.
money.
Well,
Yeah.
all I
That's-
know is
Oh, Lord.
it's done.
Yeah.
AK Sean, I don't know what this is about because I haven't seen this video. AK Sean says, if you guys want a good laugh, watch Flying Rich's live unboxing video from today. He was trying
It's like
to work.
50 minutes long.
He says he
50?
was trying to work the bipod he got from Walter. What?
Oh. I don't know if that was what it was, but I was starting to watch something and I looked down and it's 15 minutes long. And I'm like, fuck this, I'm out of here. Boom.
Oh,
So,
so Rich know a bipod and then decided to go live and show the
And
bipod.
put it on.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I have a bipod on my SHDF 50. It's not that complicated.
I don't know what video it is.
No,
There's a
it's-
shit ton of videos.
Yeah.
You put a bunch of shorts up today, so I don't know
We're
which
doing a
one.
lot of shorts lately, which
Yeah.
you know what?
Random
Shorts for
live
me,
unboxing from 3 days ago.
Yeah.
When I do a decent short with something that's like a decent little video clip, I get a lot more views than doing.
One of the
Hey,
things.
this is Walt.
Yeah, so this weird thing has happened with YouTube when it comes to shorts. They want people to put up shorts. So if you put up shorts, the algorithm likes that, but you know there's a backfire. There's a price to it. Because if it actually brings down everything else. There's
only so many eyes to go around, is I think what you're
Yeah,
saying.
it brings
And
out. It
yeah.
brings on Stranger Palooza, we had some shorts up, and one of them, it was the whole thing was working good until one of those shorts I put up did well. I think one of them had like 77,000 views, and it brought the whole channel. It brought the whole channel down.
I don't know about that. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it does. Oh, yeah. I was talking to Tactical Toolbox about it, and then I got rid of all the shorts. I deleted all the shorts, and the channel bounced back after some time. So I get why people are doing it, but I think the way that they wrote the algorithm to promote that at the same time punishes you for doing it, because it then only pushes that and expects you only to do that, so I know guys who have shorts that they put up that did millions and millions of views, but you don't really get anything out of that, so it pulls the whole
It doesn't turn, so channel views, video views can equate subscribers and reviewers. Shorts don't turn into that. Shorts do not turn into subscribers and comments and other stuff.
I think it's a weird thing.
It's a weird toilet watching.
Yeah,
but
it's a weird thing. YouTube is trying to compete with TikTok, but
with TikTok and Instagram. Yes.
Yeah, but you have to think of who your audience is. If your audience is the TikTok crowd, then good for you. But a lot of us, like gun guys, and even the stuff I do with vans, that's a more mature audience, and they don't want to see that. They want they want to get info.
I think you need to know your target audience and know what they're looking for. They're not. Van people probably aren't looking for a 30-second van video. They want the in-depth looking at the latest stuff. That's what I would imagine.
Yeah. But poor Flying Rich, Walt. You made Flying Rich suffer. And
I made no one suffer.
You made him suffer. Now he's crashed an SHTF 50 on the list of all the other things that he's crashed.
Never.
No,
not gonna do
I don't know.
it.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if I even want to. Someone should take that video from Rich, and Rich should probably do it himself. I don't know. Is Rich in the chat? Someone should take that video and like speed it up and put Benny Hill music behind it. Yeah. I think Rich looks a little bit like Mr. Bean or one of those dudes. So yeah. We got like a minute and a half here in the Gorn section, and we haven't shown any Gorn.
Hey, Walt, you want to see my latest?
Yeah, go for it, Patrick, and we'll explain.
I'll get to show this off to Walter. Oh no, we didn't talk about this on air yet, did we?
No.
So check this out. I got that P320 done, and I ordered in a this is a Wilson Combat P320 frame that they make, and it is an awesome piece of kit, except I ordered the wrong size, and that's what happens when you don't read the fine print.
You got a little. That's a special notch. That's aerodynamic.
Special aerodynamic notch where you can see the spring from the bottom.
It's a cooling notch.
It's a cooling notch.
It's for air. Yeah.
Yeah.
It draws air up from the bottom and gets over the barrel.
That makes sure the spring doesn't get too hot.
That's a water. Wait. No, that's the seal edition. That's for the water to drain out.
Oh, the water can drain. That's right. Yeah, it can drain out the bottom.
The water.
Yeah.
Spec Ops. Yeah, if you're coming out of the ocean.
Yeah.
Well,
Walter, I think you're onto something.
Okay.
Isn't there a Walther pistol I saw one time when you guys were talking about Walters? A Greek Navy one or something like that?
There is a Navy something, yeah.
Glock also makes water pistols.
You know what? Yeah, we're going to take a break. We're coming right back. Hold on.
With Armslist, you can shop the extensive list of local and nationwide firearms classified, now with more confidence because of their built-in firewall. For only $6.99 a month for personal use, or $30 a month for business vendors. So when you're in the market, please consider Armslist. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Armslist.
So that reminds me, was it Wednesday or something like that? We had Cody Wilson on. There should be a snippet getting turned on Hank Strange sometime tonight, if it's not already on, with Cody Wilson, and Patrick was here. And we've got a ghost gun machine I have a ghost gun machine. So we set the ghost gun machine up in the background, upside it down.
Upside down. Hank opened the box upside down.
I didn't open the box.
Cody Wilson commented. He was like, "Yeah, I know that's upside down."
Yeah. He was like, "Go back to that for a sec." So I'm showing. It's like a prop, Walter, in the background, because it literally just came out of the box, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you got it." It's like a prop in the background, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you must have just taken that out because it looks upside down." So there you go. That wasn't embarrassing at all. You know what? Honestly, I was not embarrassed. We've done crazier shit.
Speak for yourself, King Wasabi.
So, it happens. So, it's nothing wrong with it, Patrick. Is it easy for you to, so in that SIG P320, I have that problem with this one that I have here in that P320. This takedown lever is really ridiculous to get out on this one. Do you have problems with the takedown lever?
So watch, I'll show you how easy. You ready? Lock it back. Takedown down.
Push it off.
And then the takedown lever for me just pops right across and out.
Yeah, mine isn't coming out so easy. I gotta check into why.
We might have to do a little. We could probably do a little bit of fitting, but no, mine comes right out. No problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mind you, this one was hand fitted by an expert in the field of fuckery.
What?
It was hand fitted by me.
Oh, okay. Walter. He's an expert in the field of fuckery.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, that's a good segue. I'm gonna segue.
What?
I'm gonna segue into a story based on what you just said. I sent this to you guys. I sent this to Patrick and Walter earlier. Let me get into this for a second here. We'll show some more going.
I'm gonna grab water. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Here's the headline. I am an 83-year-old. I've just had a son with my wife, 35, but I live knowing I will never get to see him grow up. So there he goes. A doctor who is the father of a baby boy at 83 years old said he lives each day knowing he won't get to see his son grow up. Nutrition expert Albert Carmelot says he does what he can now to give the tot as many memories as possible. His wife, Stefania Pasquini, 35, became pregnant with the tot after fertility treatment, which Babyface and myself were talking about this, Walter. Like how there's certain people who spend a lot of money to have babies, and then other people just don't even think about what they're doing.
They just spit on each other and they have babies.
Yeah. So this is talking about this guy who's 83 and he's got a little baby boy. What do you guys out there think about that? Are you cool with it? Not cool with it? It's a cute little baby boy.
As long as somebody's going to take care of that child, but what am I supposed to feel sorry for?
No, I don't think so. I don't feel sorry for him. So he was married. He has two grown kids already. He was married, and then his first wife died. And then he met the young hot wife.
Yeah, he must have a couple shekels stored away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. It's fine. Like I said, as long as there's somebody to take care of that child, that's all right.
Yeah, as long as the people don't have to take care of the kid, but the wife looks like she's a little bit of a hottie,
that'll work. Yeah, that'll work.
So what do the people? I want to see what the people. Babyface thinks this. Yeah, Babyface thinks the 83-year-old having a baby is gross.
It's weird as hell.
Why? Why is it weird?
What 35-year-old woman wants to sleep with an 85-year-old man?
Why not? What's wrong?
I don't want to sleep with an 85-year-old woman.
When you're 85, your schlong is still working.
Strong to the bull.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go, and then a 35-year-old hot chick comes up to you. You're gonna go, listen, my standards say that I can't dip the wick.
Hopefully, I'm still married.
Did I hear something about fertility treatments and this, that, and the other? Maybe there was
Yes, that was part of the article, yes.
Yeah, but I don't know who had to get the fertility treatment. I don't know if it was
maybe it was done in a petri dish.
She had to, it seems like she had to get the
into a petri dish, and then here you go.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a question.
Not going quite like that, but
yeah. Yeah. 42 Chill says, hell yeah, old man gets lots of sex too. You know what I think is happening? This goes to idiocracy. The young folks out there are busy playing video games, and buying night vision.
Building 3D printers.
I'm not building 3D. I'm not talking about anyone specific. And not making babies. Damn it. And then he puts on, as I say it, he puts on the night vision, but I'm not.
That look straight at us, Patrick. That's the perfect meme right there. Boom, there he is right there. Boom. Yeah, they're right there.
This is what's going on with the dudes who should be making babies out there. So the old men are stepping up. The old men are stepping up.
No, I will fully agree. People my age are not having babies.
Yeah.
100%.
Well,
42 Chill said lots of poontang unused. How can you let the Snoo, sit unused out in the world.
For anybody that doesn't know, the highest rate of STDs is, at least here in the Southeast, is at, whatchamacallit?
The villages?
The villages, yes. The highest rate of STDs is amongst the villages.
God bless the old
which
people.
Is
they
like
have no fear. Yeah, they have no fear of death.
No, they just...
They're like, come get me. I don't mind. I could die now.
Fine choice of words you use there.
Listen, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have any kind of problem with it whatsoever. As Walter said, if he could take care of this kid, and
somebody take care of that child, that's all right.
And it matters to him, I reserve the right to, when I'm 82, 83, still kick some babies out. I reserve the right.
You're gonna have no freaking babies.
We never know.
Yeah,
I might drop one or two on my sons right before.
Hank acts like a big huffy, but he will never step out of line to Lola. She would beat his ass.
Understand what was said in this. His first wife is not here anymore.
Oh, okay. I didn't read that part.
Yeah, his first wife is not here anymore. But listen, if I'm 82 and Lola's 80, I don't think she's gonna give a damn. I don't think.
I'm not questioning that.
I might not even see Lola in those times. By the time 80 comes around for Lola, which is like another freaking how that's like almost 40 years, right?
Half your life.
Yeah, Lola would have run away a long time before that. Don't you think? You think
you would have to double your life? How
you think
that? How weird is that?
But think about this, you guys. Do you think
mean
Lola has another 30-something years in her of dealing with my bullshit?
You don't mean run away. You mean Lola would have to not murder you in your sleep.
Listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with the old dudes putting it out there. This is how we get into idiocracy. I saw actually.
Yes.
This is how we do it. We don't have kids. Because
the young, smart, eligible folk aren't having kids. It's very true. I will 100% agree with that.
You know what's funny? You know who was on Joe Rogan recently? Mike Judge. The guy who created, I think he created King of the Hill, unless I'm mistaken, but also Idiocracy. And Joe, he's also the guy who did Idiocracy. Let me look that up.
Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill, Office Space,
and Idiocracy, right?
And Idiocracy. What a fantastic movie!
Yeah, and
by the way, Hank, I don't know what's happening to me. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. I have been watching movies lately. Can you believe that?
Not from you, from me.
I'm not a movie watcher.
Yeah.
In the last week, I saw Rocky 1, which, by the way, was pretty good actually. And today I went and watched Blade Runner. Also, fan-fucking-tastic movie.
Wait, ho.
I'm sorry, not Rocky, Rambo.
Rambo, okay, I was just about to say.
Well, that's pretty good, too, yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Hold on a second, that movie wasn't even out when you were born, was it?
That movie was well past the point of out when I was born. You mean I wasn't out when the movie was out? The movie came out both of those movies came out in 1982.
Yeah, so that's way before you.
Way before me. I wasn't out when the movies came out.
So you went to look at a movie that didn't exist, that already existed when you were born.
Absolutely, and they were good. I'm gonna have to go. So I think tomorrow I'm gonna watch Rambo 2. I've been having
First Blood is a good movie. First Blood is a good movie.
Yeah. First Blood was a very good movie. I've always seen Sylvester Stallone as kind of a lovable hard ass. I've never seen Rambo, so I was always like, he's kind of, they make the jokes about Rocky and stuff like that. That's the scene at the end when he's talking about Vietnam. I actually was kind of like, oh my god, I can't believe Sylvester Stallone can act like that.
Oh, he could act. He was a porn star. He was a porn star. Of course, he did. He did porn movies. Of course,
no.
Look it up.
Know that.
Google it.
I don't want to look. No, I don't need to Google that.
Am I making it up, Walt? I'm not making it up.
He did do adult stuff, but it wasn't like XXX.
No, not hardcore. No, not hardcore.
Yeah. But no, the ending scene with him talking about people blowing up around him and shit, I was like, wow, I can't believe it was really good. So now I got to go watch the second one tomorrow.
The original Rocky movie was a good movie too.
I've seen it before, but not since I was a kid, so I'll probably have to go rewatch it.
It was a good movie. It was a good... when he got successful with those movies, then he got batshit crazy. But... This
actually... Funny that Marlon and I were talking about this, and maybe you could weigh in. What was the best year for movies? Because 1982 seemed like a fantastic year for movies. Rambo came out. Here, let me pull it up. It was Rambo.
When did the Goonies come out?
That's probably the 90s.
No, Goonies was not the 90s. No,
You don't think so?
I'm gonna say
85. No, you're right. 85.
Yeah, the 80s was a good decade for movies. The 80s.
Movies, they were really good.
The 80s, yes.
Some of them haven't aged well, but even like the sci-fi today, I watched Blade Runner. The sci-fi in Blade Runner, that noir still kind of holds up okay. It was fun. It was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah. No, Blade Runner was good. I think that was a good time. You know what? Like in the 80s, you got to see boobies in a movie. You can get some boobies.
There were boobies in Blade Runner.
Yeah, it was some good stuff.
Okay, you ready for this? 1982, The Thing, First Blood, E.T., Poltergeist, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, I think that's the name of that one, The Dark Crystal, Conan the Barbarian, Tron. There were a ton of good movies in 1982.
Tron was good. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, what was that? I've seen the movie.
That was like a surfer movie, wasn't it?
I think that had Sean Penn in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there were some good ass movies in 1982.
There was good. The movies, movies. In the 80s, I don't.
Secret of Nim. Marley says she watched that as a kid.
What James Bond movie came out in 1982? I think it was Roger Moore was the James Bond in the early 80s. If I'm not 42 Chills says Pussy Galore, but that wasn't in the 80s.
No, that wasn't the 80s. No.
Goldfinger. Shout out to Shooting Gallery.
Never Say Never Again. Was that 82?
Oh, that was Sean Connery.
83. Never Say Never Again came out in 83. So that and around the same time.
Yeah, that's Sean Connery.
But man, no, I'm going. We are living in when it comes to technology, we are living in a golden age. Because I went on HBO Max today, and I was like, God damn, I got movies at my fingertips. Anything I want to see right now.
Yeah, by the way, Never Say Never Again has a very young Kim Basinger in there, if you want to. That was the...
Basinger.
Yeah.
Basinger.
Yeah. She was in that...
Nutty...
Pre-Crazy.
Our favorite...
Pre-Crazy.
The former wife of our crazy cowboy shooter.
Look at that.
Why do they always go nuts?
Who was oh yeah. She was married to Alec Baldwin.
Oh, she was
right?
She looks bad now. Holy mackerel.
But in those times, let me see. I'm trying to find. Look at a picture of her in this movie with Sean Connery. Okay, Sean Connery was an old dude. He was all right.
Yeah, he's good looking. She was a good looking gal.
Not that old, I mean,
it wasn't a bad.
He's a secret agent, man. He gets all the chicks.
Yeah, he was getting. He was still getting the.
That's like a captain. That's a captain character on Star Trek, the old Star Trek. They always get the booty. Every one of them get the booty.
Yeah,
every one of them get.
I love the old. I was talking to Marley while we were on vacation about and mind you, I'm younger than you guys, so take this with a grain of salt. But my after-school entertainment when I was in elementary, I still remember it. Mid 90s, whatever. Come home, and on Sci-Fi there was 2 episodes of Quantum Leap, 1 episode of Star Trek with Captain Kirk,
and MacGyver.
One episode of Lost in Space. It was great TV watching. That was some good TV.
Yeah. So by the way, both Walter and I are old enough to be your dad.
How old are you, Hank? I don't know. You would have to have me pretty young, I think.
I'm 50. You were born when?
You would have had to have me at, what, like right out of high school? Barely out of high school?
You were born in what, 89?
89.
89. I graduated high school in 88.
You would have, you would have been sleeping around. You probably have.
I was.
Oh, God.
I was getting. And guess what? You know what's funny? In 88, when I graduated, I was literally 16 years old.
Oh God!
But I think my juice. My juice was potent enough probably to have babies, but I don't have any.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, but you don't want to be having kids at 16. Come on. Jesus.
So, and at that time, Walt for sure, but I could have technically, with technicalities being a thing, I could have had babies back then.
Yeah, they're. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, Walt would have been a little bit older than me. If I was 16, Walt would be 26.
I met my significant other in 1989.
There you go, ba-boom. Yeah.
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 When I cleaned up my dad's place. Well, found a lot of pictures. My mother was a picture taker, and everybody, back in the time, it was like, you took pictures, you took photographs.
Mm-hmm. So there's pictures of you. Is that why you regretting telling us this?
Pictures of me and Peggy when we first met.
Oh,
and
cool.
Stuff. And,
nice. Yeah.
I got a super cute girl. That's what I'm telling you. What.
Have you seen pictures of these, Patrick? Have you seen pictures of these two when they got married?
Oh, speaking of the devil,
it looked like a freaking James. It looked like a James Bond movie when they got married. Walt
got a little dark.
Walter in a freaking tuxedo.
Are you talking about me?
Yes, we were. Yes, we were.
Oh wow! Well, look at that. All he has to do is shake it.
What?
All he has to do.
Please.
Oh.
What they do?
No, no. We can all hear Peggy say, "What do you say?"
Please.
I was telling Patrick that the pictures of when you and Peggy got married, Walter looked like. First of all, Patrick, Walter looked like a James Bond villain. He looked like a straight up Aryan Nation mofo. Like,
what does that
like
mean?
one of the big tough guys in a James Bond. He looked like the you always see that.
One of the bad guys.
Yeah.
One of the bad guys.
He was a bad dude. He was a bad dude.
He was in a tuxedo. They looked really cute back in those days, man. All his people, they all had big hair. I remember that. Like his sisters had the big '80s hair.
Yeah.
Although, was that the '90s? That was the early '90s, right?
1990, I got married.
1990, yeah, there you go. Yeah. So they had the big. It was good stuff. I can't remember if I took pictures of when you were showing me that or not. I think I tried, but you wouldn't let me take pictures.
You took pictures. You know you did.
Wait, let me see. I gotta look. I gotta go back and see where I have those pictures. So what pictures did you find? Did you find pictures of a teenage Walter Keller?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And where are these alleged pictures?
At my shop right now.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to come over.
Yeah.
And get all this stuff for evidence. When was it that I saw you last that I took pictures? I'm going back in my. Oh, hold on. What? You know what, Patrick? Today is your lucky day. Boom! Look at that.
What do you mean he looks like a Bond villain?
Doesn't he look like a...
I don't understand what that even... No!
Look at that head.
He just looks like a younger Walter.
He could be another Jaws.
Forget about me.
He could be... Yeah, Peggy's cute. I've got nothing bad to say.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of a DAO, or decentralized autonomous organization like TUSC Crypto. TUSC cryptocurrency is a firearm-friendly e-commerce option for online payment transactions, secured on the blockchain. So when you're in the crypto market, please consider TUSC, TUSC.
Okay.
Yeah,
because Clarence Thomas was busted on the press. I loved it, man.
Oh, no, I didn't hear about that.
Before we do it, I've got another picture of Walter to show. Check let's. I just want to see a live reaction of Babyface to this one. I've blocked out some stuff.
You look like you could have flown a plane to South America to run drugs. You could have been a pilot running drugs in the early 80s to South America.
He looks like he was Burt Reynolds' stunt double.
Well, thank you. Those are both honorable professions. I worked for Air America, really. That's what it was, Air America.
Yeah.
No, that was good stuff. Okay, so what happened with Clarence?
His nickname would have been Cocaine Carlos when he goes to South America.
I didn't see all of it with Clarence Thomas, but basically they asked him something about when are you going to do this, and he said, "I'll do it when the press does it." Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was classic, man. That guy's like, I love Clarence Thomas.
Wait. What happened exactly? Do I need to pull this up somewhere? Where is it? Where do I need to? Do. So there's Clarence Thomas.
Walter, you guys both know this. Clarence Thomas has waited 30-something years, 40-something years to screw with Joe Biden. I'm sure he's loving every second of this.
I know. I've seen very mean. I've seen like some real mean memes on Clarence Thomas from some people.
Clarence Thomas wants to make it easier to sue media companies for libel. That was one from today.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Clarence Thomas, I imagine, hates the media because of what they put him through back in the early 90s.
Oh yeah, it was torturous and slanderous and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
It was just lies after lies, and you know. Yep. Oh well, welcome to America.
Yep, it is what it is. Every dog will have his day. I'm glad Clarence Thomas is there. I'm glad that Trump was able, it is the divine nature of our universe that Trump got to put those 3 Supreme Court dudes in.
I love this. Oh, God.
So is it the corn pop meme? Am I supposed to be looking for the corn pop one? Which meme specifically? There's a lot of them. So I'm trying to figure out which one.
I'm not sure what the comments Thomas made were, but I couldn't. I like the guy. I think he gives 0 fucks.
Yeah, I don't. So this is why I don't know. Okay, I know there's this one. Is it this one you're talking about?
Pepe the Frog Clarence.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what
Pepe the Frog.
Yeah, I don't know what Clarence Thomas memes are out there. Oh, so there's a thing where someone put impeach insurrectionist Clarence Thomas.
Oh, of course they're. It's amazing. It's amazing how the January 6th thing is the worst day in American history, yet now they're all calling for insurrection and don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The left can loot and riot and protest and burn shit to the ground, but that's totally fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Lots of hypocrisy out there now. I know you sent a tweet from some actor that said something horrible about Clarence Thomas. Did he remove that?
Oh yeah, no. There's whoever's Twitter account that was, they got deleted. But no, it's amazing. Liberals show their true colors, inwards flying left and right on Twitter because they disagree with them. So
yeah,
no, I just thought that was very funny.
Yeah.
It just doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that that's how liberal Twitter works at all.
Yeah. Notice how, so for example, we were going to talk about the red flag stuff. None of us here agree with these stupid ass red flag laws. You don't see us marching out there or whatever. Now, are we going to just stand for it? No, I don't think so.
No, I will use my power to vote. To help if there's somebody that runs for office that agrees that red flag laws are unconstitutional, I will work my ass off to get them elected. Taking these to court is the best thing we could do, and getting them to the highest level in the next 5 years where they can overturn them and say they're unconstitutional. All of that is what I believe in. I don't believe in... I'm not going to go stand... It's like 95 fucking degrees outside. I'm not going to go stand out there and chant. That's the dumbest shit ever.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to pull up the thing from, here we go. Let's see. So this is from GOA. 15 Republicans stabbed gun owners in the back by voting for red flag gun confiscation laws, backdoor universal background checks, gun purchase waiting periods. We want to make sure the GOA members never forget the names of every senator who voted for this gun grab. We can go right in here. So Blunt, Burr, Capito, Cassidy, Collins, Ernst, Graham, McConnell, Murkowski, Portman, Romney, Tillis,
they're
Toomey,
all swamp
and Young.
Swamp people. Graham, I don't know how that guy keeps getting elected. He's useless. Tits on a boar hog, as Walter was saying. Lindsey Graham is absolutely useless.
Mm-hmm.
Traitors. Traitors they are.
Yeah. And then it goes on to say this, these senators need to know that their gun-owning constituents at home are furious that they made a deal with anti-gunners to sell us out. In fact, anti-gunners are already eager to push these traitors to surrender again. On MSNBC, Senator Chris Murphy said, quote, once we show Republicans that there is more political gain than harm in voting for things like this, it's going to open up a lot of more possibilities for gun control in the future. So, and then GOA says, unless Republicans feel the full outrage of gun owners, they will pass more and more gun grabs until the Second Amendment is nothing more than the words on a piece of paper. So yeah, for sure, what I would say, hey, let these guys know that you're not happy about it, and when it comes time to voting, do not vote for these guys. That's the only thing they recognize. Go ahead, Walt. Sorry.
Just be polite, because they just passed stuff where they can have people sent to your house. So just.
No, it's true.
And it's
absolutely true.
And I say this with complete. Why do you think they passed this stuff?
Oh, it's not for the everyday
They didn't
people.
pass it
No,
they didn't pass it to protect your Aunt Judy or your grandma or nothing like that.
No.
They protect this stuff so when people start to call them out and call them names, they get put on a list. You're gonna go stand in the sun. You know what they're gonna do when these people stand in the sun? They're gonna get every one of y'all's faces on record. Every one of y'all radical January 6 people standing outside in the sun. You don't think the federales will be out there too, standing in the sun?
You know what?
you got to. There's a thing called walk softly, carry a big stick.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah. And to go back to what you said, Walt, or earlier, I think Babyface actually brought up what you always say: follow the money. So I was looking at this bill, and Patrick, I know you spent some time looking at it too. I'm not a lawyer. It's a little crazy to figure this thing out. It's going to take a couple of reads, people going through it. But I know, looking at it, it seems like there was a shit ton of money getting handed out here. I mean, a mega crap shit ton of money.
For studies and treatment and all this stuff. You know who runs the studies and treatment? Let's figure this out. I can will to bet you 98% of all these people running the studies and treatment are all Democratic donors. You want to bet?
Yeah. So there was so much money going to hospitals, right? In the mental health side of it, a crap ton of money going to hospitals and all kinds of funds and grants.
Bless people that have mental issues. Some people can't help it, but a lot of people have mental issues that are self-inflicted, like a gunshot wound, and you can't. There's no amount of money that's going to fix that. You can't fix it.
Yeah.
You can talk. You can't fix it.
Yeah.
So you just keep throwing cash at it. That's the problem. Let's just throw money at it, right?
That's the American way, isn't it? We just throw dollars.
Yeah, busing. Let's see, busing, desegregation. Just throw money at it.
This is all money that's going to go, including to these Republican senators. It's going to go to their friends and cronies and wind up in their pocket.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That own these hospital corporations that do mental health stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, Walter, did you watch the video of Nancy Pelosi pushing that little kid today?
No, I didn't.
Oh my
God. I saw what you sent. I saw what got sent in the text. Yeah.
So
she just elbows this little kid out of the way.
So you realize that you know who that kid is, right? Did you look into who that kid
was
is?
a GOP person who just got in office or something?
So that congresswoman who just got elected from Texas, she's a Republican. That was her daughter when she was getting
sworn in.
Yeah. And so let me see. I'm waiting in this. This is from a funny thing that. Look at this. Look.
I was losing my shit.
This is very deliberate of her pushing her daughter.
Look at her
here
elbow, the little girl
look
on the
at that.
shoulder.
Look.
I can't believe
she didn't want that little Hispanic girl pushing up against her. That's what it was.
No, absolutely. It's insane.
No.
Yeah.
No, get away from me. Get.
Yes.
How dare you be a minority and be a Republican? How dare you? It's like It's like Joe Biden said, right? If you don't vote for me, you're not black.
Hank, you and I have. Go ahead, Walter.
I was gonna say, guarantee Nancy don't push away no Hispanics working in her vineyard. I bet she don't do that, does she? No.
Not if they're doing her hair. No one doing her hair. You know.
Yeah. Or her nails. Or cleaning her toilet out.
We've talked about this before, but it's like petism. It's this weird thing that the left seems to have.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's really
they're going to use these folks like a Trojan, and then when they get done, off to the side. So,
and I'm sure the left aren't the only ones that do it. I'm sure people, again, like Lindsey
Graham,
get the old folks to do it too. But
the left always trot out. They always trot out the. You look at a background of any leftist speaker talking. There's a planned mix of colors and stuff in the background.
The population at the area could be 98.5% white, and I guarantee you they will find every black and Hispanic out there to put them in the background.
Right in the background. Yep.
People have to stop being used like that. They have to stop being used like that. And a lot of times these laws that are being created are going to put them in jail. You're gonna literally stand up there and clap and cheer for the people who are setting up your own people. You know, it's crazy. So here's a tweet. Like, I think James Woods responded to this, but Myra Flores for Congress says, "I'm so proud of my strong, beautiful daughter for not allowing this to faze her. She continued to smile and posted a picture, looking clean. No child should be pushed to the side for a photo op. Period." That's what she was up to.
I mean, it's
insane.
It's so obvious. It's like
it's not. There were people on Twitter arguing about it was very few. Most people were actually on the side of Flores, but there were some that were like, "Oh, she just bumped into her." It's like, no, the bitch elbowed the kid.
No, that's a very deliberate. That's like a very deliberate. That's not if you just bump into someone, if you put your arm up like this and push your arm out, that's
called the flipper in football stuff. You give them a flipper.
Yeah, or an elbow. That's throwing the elbows.
Nancy Pelosi was throwing elbows.
Yeah, she's probably trying to listen, little girl, you will be in the blood machine, keeping me young in about 20 minutes.
Oh God, you're not wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy, creepy stuff. The only thing that could have been worse is if Biden was over there and the poor girl got pushed into
hair.
Yeah, pushed into a little snuffle. Damn. You couldn't actually write this crap.
It's amazing, isn't it?
You couldn't actually make up this stupid.
Night Train said in the chat, "What did W.C. Fields say? Get away from me, kid. You bother me."
You bother me.
Yeah. Yes. Basically, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get a flipper.
Yeah. Nancy Pelosi. All the shit that they talk, like you saw her husband just caught a DUI, right?
Yes. Yeah, and they're pretending like it never happened.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Speaking of 83-year-old dudes out there running around.
I don't know what is going on in that district, but they are pushing through with charges against him. I was under the impression, I thought what would happen is once everything quieted down, they would slowly just, pay us a fine and we'll forget about this. They're pushing through for some sort of
He's done it a lot. He's done it a lot.
The two of them seem like alcoholics.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not the first time.
They probably a little too much vino. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A little too much vino.
Or the blood of children. Who knows what these...
Blood of the innocent
children.
Yeah.
Come here, you little child. I'm gonna.
But you can just look at this thing. You could see what she's up to over here. You know.
Give her the flipper, Nancy.
Yeah, she gives her the flipper in the side, almost in the head.
Yeah, look. look. That's deliberate. Yeah.
I can't believe that.
I don't know.
But the girl rolled back on her.
Yeah, she just
the girl rode it and went right back in.
Yeah, she's like, I'm from the hood, bitch. You cannot push me aside.
Oh man, I saw that and I was like, there's no fucking way she did that.
Yeah. Why? Why is she? Well, I guess she has to be there, right? Because she's the majority leader.
Swearing in,
Yeah.
So she has to swear everybody in.
Wow. Yeah.
But you see,
so crazy.
It was all over the place. Biden's what to do, where to sit, when to get up, when to take a shit.
Oh,
yes.
That list that he had.
Yeah,
you will do this. You will say this.
Your
you
chair.
will introduce so and so. Yes.
What? Yes, I know.
Yes.
I was looking at that. I was like, wow, this can't be. Let me see if I could pull it up. Biden list. Hold on.
No other. I have never heard of this happen.
No.
I have heard of cue cards for presidents, but it's never been like that. Ever.
Stand up, sit down, move here, move there, go there. Smile, Joe.
It's insane.
It's like-
insane.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on there for sure.
Yeah,
And
there's.
they're not-
Is this
who
the
do they
only
think
one
they're
that? Is this
fooling?
the only one that they've seen, or is there other ones?
No,
There's a better
another
one. That's an old one. There's a
There's
better
another
one.
one.
That's
It's
that.
all-
this is an old one.
it's
Okay,
all-
which
That's
one?
an old one. Check the
It's
other
all
ones.
the one that we're talking about. Is all printed out like it was pre-printed.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
It's not handwritten.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, the do not one. Hold on. It's the one that says do not do this.
Joe Biden cue card. CUE. Joe Biden cue cards. It'll come up.
Okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, I just want to show people out there if they.
Yeah, it says, you enter the Roosevelt room and say hello to participants. You take your seat.
See,
Press enters. You, and the yous in yours are in bold. You give brief comments, 2 minutes. Press departs. You ask Liz Schuler, President AFL-CIO. How insane is this?
Crazy world.
I can't believe this.
Yeah.
non-functioning.
Yeah.
I mean, I
And
can see
he's-
somebody like
yeah.
like my dad that's had a stroke, or some people that are a little off in their thing, but he's the president of the United States.
I'm sure
Yes.
he's had a couple of strokes. He might have a stroke on a regular basis.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me, yeah.
Yeah, he might be stroking out on a regular basis.
I mean,
man.
they hid polio from the American people for how long with what's his name?
Oh,
And he was in a wheelchair.
Roosevelt
Roosevelt was in a wheelchair.
You thank participants. You depart. Yeah, just someone should get this and just put "you depart" on the whole thing. You depart.
The clown
fart.
world we live in right now just is unbelievable.
Look, press depart.
Yeah.
You depart. Wow, man. We are living in this. This is not a
Yeah.
dream. Pinch yourself.
No.
This is not a dream or a
No,
nightmare.
like I
It's
said, it's
reality.
like Rumpelstiltskin. You go to fall asleep and you wake up and you're like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
shit, where am I?
the one I
It's
always
like a movie.
Yeah, the one I always remember is that's really crazy. Have you seen the video of when Obama was at the White House and everyone's talking to Obama and hanging out with him, and then he's just
And
left
Joe Biden's
behind?
like-
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, nobody wants to talk."
Everybody
Yeah,
left.
yes, I know exactly.
Can I say
Yeah.
something? Even I felt bad looking at that. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I felt like,
What's
wow, this is
happening?
sad. Yeah.
I was like,
Yes.
what is happening?"
Yes.
Everyone is just straight up ignoring him. Like, "Fuck you, dude." And everyone's like, "Oh my god. Obama."
Oh, Walter, for you,
Yeah.
have
That's
you
crazy.
seen? Well, Hank, you
We
might
got-
want to.
We got like 10. We got like 10 seconds. What
When
is
we
it?
come back from break, look up the exothermic pulse fire. It's an underbarrel flamethrower for ARs.
The Who Moved My Freedom podcast is made possible by our partners at 2A Commerce. Veteran owned and with over 20 years experience, 2A Commerce is the leader in custom e-commerce and web application development in the shooting sports industry. Clients include major brands such as Guard Dog Body Armor, Sylvan Arms, AccuFire Technologies, The Tactical Games, Warrior Knife Company, and yours truly, Hank Strange. Visit 2A Commerce and support this show by supporting them. Once again, visit the number 2acommerce.com.
All right, so
The video on their website's
Wait.
incredible, by the way.
hold on a second. I'm gonna pull this up. I could pull this up now on my phone while we're doing it. Boom. Here we go.
Shooting
So what?
and flame coming.
You want to look at the website?
Do you see that? The flames coming out and
Yeah.
they're
Oh, this
shooting?
video right here.
God.
Hold on a second. Let's see.
Just go to their website and scroll down. There's a video on the website.
Oh, it's go to the one on the website. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, if you go to exothermic.tech, that's the website.
Yeah, that's because that's particular thing.
There's a video of them shooting at the same time that flames. It
looks cool.
Scroll down.
I could have used that. I need to. Ooh.
Yeah, that right there. Look, watch as they shoot and pull the trigger.
Boom.
I need this.
I
need this, Walt.
Well, get out your credit card, mofo. Get it.
Isn't that thing cool as hell?
I'm surprised it hasn't been. Nancy Pelosi hasn't brought it up or something.
I know.
Yeah, I was trying to light, my pile outside that we have, where we stack up all all the trees and everything that have fallen down, blah blah blah, except the latest one. Yeah, I need this thing, Walt.
You need this, yeah.
Yeah, we need one of these for Safety Harbor Firearms, Walt. Several. I think we need like about 6. They're not that expensive, Walter.
They're $700.
Don't be bashful at all. Come on.
When you call up, you get each one of us one, Walter.
You know what we need to do though? I have 2 scuba tanks
it's out
here.
Of stock.
Walter, I know, has at least one because I gave him one.
Yeah.
We just need to go ahead and build ourselves some flamethrowers, like I've been talking about.
So here's a look at it. Let's look at the pictures here.
Only thing I'd like to have with this, and I don't know if they do it yet, is a backpack. So you don't have that tank underneath the
There's
body.
something on the website with a backpack. I don't know if it's attached to this, but hell yeah, a backpack on that. All I need is my AR-15 and a backpack full of gel diesel.
Let's look at application.
I think I don't know how thick you can. I haven't tried the pump will only pump so thick of mixture.
Yeah, so I'm curious on those pump ones, like the ones you have, if they'll take anything gelled at all.
I'll put it up here in this thing so we can go down. So applications: bonfires, light from afar, snow and ice, more fun than shoveling, weeds, unwanted foliage, insect hives, agriculture, pyrotechnic, forestry, film and TV, special effects.
Oh man, how cool is this?
25-foot reach, lightweight, over 4 minutes of fire, low power protection, quick change battery. It's cool.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
I'm going through the tech specs right now. Huh.
The quick change battery is nice. Mine, in order to do it, you can charge it from the outside, but if you want to change the battery, you got to unscrew screws and things like that. So.
Yeah.
In the box. Let's see what's in the box. The flamethrower and the user's manual. Oh, the battery is like a remote, or like what you would have in a remote control car type of thing.
Oh, it's like an RC car battery. Interesting.
Yeah. Huh.
And those things are everywhere. You can get RC batteries all over the place.
Yeah. There's actually a PDF for it, which is probably a lot of the same stuff that they're talking about here that we could take a look at. Walter, you got to order these when they come back in stock. Or if someone knows someone from this, where is this company?
I don't know. I just saw them on. It was sent to me, but they also have them on Sportsman's Guide right now.
How much is Sportsman's Guide selling them for?
$660.
Okay.
It's not a terrible. It's a cool ass thing.
If I become a dealer, there'll probably be more in the order of $4.99 or something like that.
Or something, yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah.
I think you should become a dealer.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Walter, you know what to do. Don't dilly-dally.
Yeah. Get on it, boy. Get on it.
Yeah, don't dilly-dally.
Let's see where they're located.
I am actually very, very shocked that this stuff is still available to the general public, to be honest with you. There hasn't been an incident yet.
Yeah, to ban flamethrowers.
Never. But if
anybody ever lights California woods on fire with a flamethrower, I guarantee it. They'll try to go after them.
Let's see if we can play this video.
Let's see here. Fire and bullets. What else? You need?
Perfect.
Bullets,
Yeah.
Yeah. Wherever, if someone could figure out where they are, I could probably go back here and see where they're at. But
they don't say where they're located. I'm trying to figure that out.
I saw something about their California store.
Yeah, if anyone knows them, they're absolutely welcome on the show.
The picture's got palm trees. It looks like somewhere in the South.
There's a California version. I don't understand what that means.
Oh,
What is that? Neutered?
What is this?
probably doesn't have a
California
Picatinny
version?
rail mount. That's it.
Hold on. Let me see. I'll play this for you guys. What does the California version mean? Oh, it can't be put. Yeah, it can't be put.
Oh,
On a gun.
you can't do what?
It can't go on the gun.
It can't go
on
under
the
barrel.
gun. Yeah.
I got some good news here. Their phone number starts with 772, which means South Florida.
Oh, Florida. Oh.
Yeah, 772-204-0700, which Marley's phone number starts with 772 because she's from South Florida. So somewhere down Miami, all the way up through West Palm, somewhere in there maybe.
Yeah, someone hit him up and invite him. Tell them they can.
Oh, I would love to play with some of these.
They can come on the podcast. They can come out here to the range. We'll do some videos.
Dealer locator. Walter,
Yeah.
there's a good opportunity. I don't see any dealers in Florida.
Oh, see, the legal one they were showing
Mm-hmm.
has a nozzle that doesn't have that 25-foot range. It's got a short range.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So the flame comes out kind of a wider arc.
Mhm.
It
It's like
doesn't have that
it's
concentration.
like it's like hairspray with a lighter.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, Walt. I mean, the only thing you need to do is put that on a machine gun.
Oh my!
You know what? A belt fed
mag dump while shooting fire.
belt. Like I think Walter has that belt fed.
Fight light. Fight light.
Yeah.
Belt fed.
Strike. Yeah, the strike.
Strike. Excuse me. Strike.
Isn't it Fight Light now? It's Fight Light.
Now it is, but when I purchased it, it was called the Shrike.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what yours is marked, right? Yeah. That would be
Flamethrower
awesome.
on the bottom. He's so cool.
Yeah. Oh, we got to get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of those. You know, that's
Figure out where they are.
that's pretty cool. Come on, Walt. I can
Come
mount
on,
those.
play. Come on.
I can mount those on my scooter, my e-scooter. You know, I was actually
one in the front, one in the back.
Yeah.
Fire in the front. Fire in the
I was riding that thing over the weekend. I don't have the video on my phone, but Lola shot some video. I got mine up to 24 miles an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Imagine. You imagine. I mean, if it's self-defense, could you use a flamethrower against somebody breaking into your house? You know?
What about your
well,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
shot and killed
There's
them
only one
and
problem.
burned them at the same time.
Oh, you burned your own house down.
There are consequences for your actions, but
Yeah.
you know.
You're gonna have to have also a hose on your back that puts the fire out. Yeah.
That would be a real hard one to explain.
DCG 44. That's funny. DCG 44 says Babyface is about to need a minute to take care of something.
Oh, I always wanted a flamethrower. One day.
Yeah.
I'm planning on building one eventually. A good one that
Let me
gives
just
like nice.
let me
gel
just give
fuel.
this message to Marley. You want to make that baby? Get Babyface one of these.
Flamethrower.
He will.
Under barrel flamethrower.
There will be multiple babies.
Probably build your own with the whole pump thing and the batteries and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and have an igniter that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be a lot more efficient than having that scuba tank drag that scuba tank around either, because it won't have to be pressurized. You just have a pump on it.
How much? It's my concern is always how much those pumps can pump.
Well, how much?
'Cause I want
power-
some good gelled fuel.
You need a big ass pump.
20 feet of gelled fuel is what I want. Who can help me out?
I don't know where this is getting tested, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know if I want to be part of this until it is perfected. Okay, we're talking about Patrick, who literally almost chopped his own arm off.
Crushed it off. It wasn't a chopping motion.
Okay,
It
yes,
was a crushing motion.
Okay, that's worse. I think I'd rather get chopped than crushed, but okay, yeah.
Fully recovered, thank you very much. I was a machineaholic. I have now
Oh my gosh.
fully recovered from my
You're recovered from machines? I don't think so. What?
From my machine trying to murder me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You don't have a scar? You got a scar.
You can't see it anymore. It turned.
Did you
skin
put
color, but yeah.
Oh, did you put cocoa butter on it?
I didn't do
Cocoa
anything.
butter.
I scar up. I keloid scar real bad. Let's see if I get close enough.
Oh, okay.
You can't see. There it is. You gotta see it.
That must be from your Cuban side, the black side.
Yeah, I scar really bad.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't put anything on it. I'm big and tough. I'm a big, strong man, so I just let it go.
Yeah. I bet you used that. Walter, have you seen his safety blanket?
Oh, it's the best thing ever.
Have you seen Patrick? I'm not kidding, Walt. I'm not kidding. You weren't here that day.
I have a blanket. I have a full-size blanket that was given to me when I stole it from my parents. It was a wedding present for my parents, and I stole it when I was a kid, and I still to this day have it and still use it. It's super comfortable. You can just let that linger all you want.
What do you have to say?
Okay. I love it.
He has no shame. He has no shame.
It's a comfortable blanket. We travel with it. I take it wherever. It's great.
If that's all it takes, then that's fine.
A blanket and a pillow is all you need, and you're set.
Walter, when so Marley brings this blanket and puts it over him like freaking James Brown. Remember James Brown used to do the thing, and then remember, he would do the dance. He's like, on the good foot, and then someone would come out. Yeah, someone would come out with like
the blanket, man.
They would put a cloak or something over him. I guess
a cape on him. A cape.
Yeah, cape. Yeah, they put a cape. That's exactly what happened. I'm not making it up.
It was very comfy.
I'm not making it up. And he had no shame.
I ain't no shame in this game.
Yeah. No shame. And I think he's got a safety security blanket.
I have a backup. Yeah, we bought a Marley let me buy a backup that she now uses more than I do. I come to lay down and she's stealing my blanket.
Yeah. Yeah, Walt. You're wondering what's happening to the future generations?
You know why they can't make no babies? Because they can't get underneath the blanket. Get out.
Yeah.
That damn blanket got in the way like the Trojan.
It's
damn it. Get out of the
it's
way,
so
blanket.
funny. It's so funny. Our youngest, so we had that revel. I told you guys I had like a loner revel, which I'm doing a video with, right? So I had that thing here, and so because it's like our older son's birthday, him and all his friends and his brother and all that, they were all hanging out, right? So here's a picture of it. It's actually pretty good looking, even though it's like the first.
Wait. His friends were over when you talked politics?
No. Only his girlfriend. Only his girlfriend. But his friends know about my politics. They know where I'm from. His girlfriend was
sensitive one.
Yes, his girlfriend. His girlfriend was here, and they all caught a lecture. My son's girlfriend, him, and then my other son.
She never wants to come over again.
Yeah.
Did anybody cry?
No. She knows where I'm at. So
anyways, you got a new van.
Lola was mad. No, it's not a new van. We had this as a loaner, so we were doing videos on it, right?
Yep.
We were doing videos on this thing. So our younger son says that when they were all hanging out, they went to hang out for the birthday or whatever. His friends were like, I guess he told his friends that Lola and I, we spent the night in the van. That's all, we actually use stuff around here. He was like, why did you spend the night in the van? I'm like, because we're making videos and this is what we do. They don't know what we do to make money. All they know is that they get the money. They don't know what actually happens, how the money gets created. So he was like asking, he was asking all these questions about what we're up to, and I was like, where's this going? He's like, oh, well, because my friends think that you had that van so that you could have sex. And I was like, I don't.
You know what you say then?
Kid is so innocent.
Shut the whole. You go. Well, what do you think we're doing it?
I was like, listen, I don't need to go in a van to hide and have sex. I have sex all the time. That's how you got here.
I was just gonna say, this is the thought of a teenager.
Yeah, I was like, do you think I need to go into a tiny ass van to do that? I was like, no, that happens all the time.
It is a different venue. That's always good.
Yeah, you got to change
But-
the pace every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like, can you imagine in a world where the parents have to do something in like their own place with grown? Come on, no. We're not living in this. The new generation, I guess this is a thing. The old generation, no. We like the old ways of getting busy. The old entertainment
ways.
before video games. Yeah. The old ways of entertaining yourself was when it was hot. You know what would happen when you're hot?
Take off the clothes.
Snoo. When it's cold, you know what you're doing? Yeah. When you're hungry, when you're tired. Nowadays, it's like a special. Okay, let's plan special occasion.
You plan.
The moon and the stars have to line up.
Hey, speaking of that, speaking of the moon and stars, anybody seen the lined up planets?
No.
No.
When did this happen?
It's been going on for a few days now. You got to get up like 5 o'clock in the morning before sun
Oh,
comes up.
hell
I
no.
haven't seen it. But
I'll tell Marley to do that. She's getting up at 5 tomorrow morning.
This is your problem right here. This is your problem.
yeah, they're like
Oh, yeah, look at
Jupiter,
that. The picture's
Saturn,
really cool.
Mars. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at a perfect line. Look at that. I just did a picture, a Google search for planets lined up, and there's a good picture of them.
Boom. Now, have I got out to do that? No, I have not got up to do that.
I am not waking my ass up at 5 in the morning to see
Oh, is that what this is? Oh, okay. Interesting.
I will
Yeah, there you
stay
go,
up
look
late
at
to
that.
watch it. Yeah, there you go, man.
Okay.
That's cool.
The moon, Mars, Venus, Jupiter,
Yep.
Mercury.
Very
Oh, cool.
When the moon is in the 7th hour, lines with Mars.
Yeah, very cool. No, that's
Planets.
yeah, that's nice, man.
When did that come out?
I always miss that stuff.
19 song. What year did that come out?
That
I don't know.
song?
That sounds like a 69, a 1969.
That's from the 60s. That's 68, 69
Holy
maybe.
shit! It was 69. Holy crap! I
Yeah.
can't believe you got that right.
The age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius.
Age of
Is that what it's called?
Aquarius,
The
yeah.
age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't around, but I mean, those of us who were
I was
born,
squared.
yeah. Oh well, Walt was around.
I was-
Walt was around.
Seven.
Yeah.
Seven.
But most of us had they weren't hippies. I don't know. I wouldn't say my parents were hippies.
No, my
but-
parents weren't hippies. My parents
Yeah.
weren't hippies. No. So
No, mine had to.
they were
mine had
working.
to, they had to do the hard work. But
They were
those were
working.
still wild times. Those were wild times. Yeah, those were
Yeah,
wild times out there for people. No one knew about AIDS in those times. AIDS came along and messed everyone up. Yeah. No one knew that.
again,
You know,
Remember that Roman thing? Remember that Roman?
My dad said the
I was
worst
gonna
thing.
say,
The worst thing that happened is
syphilis.
you had to get stuck with a big needle. Like it's no big
There's-
deal.
there's
Up to pee-pee.
Yeah.
There's if you look it up, there's a difference between old world STDs and new world STDs. Absolutely a thing.
No, well, one time I heard my dad and my uncles who grew up in like my dad was born in right after World War II, and they were talking, and he was like, "You're not a man if you didn't get an STD and have to get that needle."
I think that was like a thing back then. Yeah.
They were serious. They were like, "Oh, you're not a man if you didn't get an STD and have to get the needle
thanks.
shot." I was like, "No,
Nope.
I'd rather die."
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Who
No,
wants
do
that?
that on purpose. No.
Yeah.
No.
In the 40 seconds.
Look,
Go ahead.
if you want to, speaking of old school STDs, look up the syphilis plague that they had back in the Middle Ages, or the and that'll freaking make you realize bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was bad.
I'm gonna tell you, in the 20 seconds we have left before we go to the break here, when Lola started working as a pharmacist in Hoboken, New Jersey, I got impatient waiting for her outside her pharmacy one day and went in, and there was this big muscle-bound dude in there, and he was saying to her, "So is my penis supposed to be green?" We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of manufacturers like Safety Harbor Firearms. SHF is a quintessential family-owned small business totally representative of the American dream. Safety Harbor Firearms is a Florida-based manufacturer of the compact entry stock and the SHTF 50 upper for an AR-15 lower. Also, SHF happily delivers on your Sten gun parts needs. So don't forget to check out stenparts.com and safetyharborfirearms.com.
Yeah, so I'm telling
Did
you.
that boy say green penis? Did he say green penis?
Oh, Lord.
I can't believe he said green penis. No,
I'm going to tell you something. I'm not kidding. So if you don't know Hoboken, New Jersey, I was sitting out in the car waiting for Lola. I go into I think it was like a CVS or something, right? I go in there, there's a big Jersey Shore looking like dude talking to this little black chick, asking her about his penis being green. I literally did like this, whoop, and turned my back. I was like, I don't even want to hear this conversation. I didn't know that could actually happen to I mean, there's dudes out there who live after that. You survive? I guess.
The things that happen to you when you take massive amounts of like HGH and testosterone are the things of nightmares. Oh God.
Roid Rangers.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, the stuff that happens.
And that I'm not making that up. Anyone who thinks I'm making that up, that is the After I heard that, I was like, I don't even want to hear what people's problems are from you, Lola. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. That was the worst. Yeah.
I never think
Tales
about
of
that.
the
Does she
emergency
have
room.
any stories of people coming in and saying, "Hey, is this normal?" Like,
oh yeah,
asking the pharmacist is a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's saying crazy stuff.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. If you knew what kind of cute chicks and all that kind of stuff have really crazy problems, you will never take your pee-pee out. You will lock your pee-pee up. You will put it away. You will put it in carbonite.
Yeah, I can see that.
Before you let it go out there. If you know what's going on in the real world. Remember, Lola actually at one time worked in the villages, close to the villages. And she has actually done stuff in the villages, and that, without a joke, is the highest STDs in Florida.
Yep, that's right.
So, yeah.
Good
times.
Martinis and VD. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, good times.
That's it.
VD.
Good times.
VDs.
Good times.
Like the old song says, VDs for everyone. Remember I brought that up one time? You guys didn't believe me?
I'm scared of those things, man.
Yeah, no, that stuff terrifies me.
I'm scared of that. That is the number one thing that has kept me on the good path.
On the right way.
Yes.
I'm not scared of dying. I'm not scared of nothing except that VD. I don't want that VD.
Yeah, it is worth being scared of, man.
That's the devil's work. That VD.
Yeah. Do dudes actually lose their penis and then still live in the world? Does your penis drop off? I'm just curious. Is there?
Well,
that's
something you need to go back in time and look at that syphilis thing.
Yeah, it's got
it's bad.
I did not read. For anybody that doesn't know, there was syphilis pandemic back in the Middle Ages, I think, or whatever it was. And I didn't realize this until I saw a documentary about it. Oh God. They dig up these bones of people and they're rot and you just chunks missing off.
I've heard that in the wars as well, in the war times, they really found a lot of bad stuff was happening in war times and all that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we had back in the 1400s or whatever when this happened, there was nothing to. You just got it and you died.
Yeah. 42 Chilled said Capone. I've heard a lot of the pirates and stuff like that. They died.
A lot of pirates had it. Capone had it and drove them. And it'll drive you crazy before it kills you too.
Yeah, you lose your mind.
Eat your brain away. Yeah.
Yeah. Insane. Okay, we gotta change the subject. We gotta end on a good note. I can't leave that on the palate of my brain.
We're well over the 9 o'clock hour, so.
Yeah. Tell me something good.
If you
No, hold
if
on,
you don't
hold on,
know
wait a
any
minute.
better,
Hold on,
rap
we're
that
not-
rascal. Rap that rascal.
We're not doing
Yes.
words of wisdom yet. Okay, fine.
Yes.
We're gonna wrap it up here. I hope you guys had a good time on this free for all. Oh boy.
That way you don't know. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what Walter just said. Okay, so listen. We're gonna start with Babyface P. He's gonna tell you guys where you can find him, what videos, and all that good stuff.
YouTube.com/babyfaceP. I am not sure what's in the works at the moment, but I'm sure I have other things. This will get a video. I haven't test fired it yet, so this will be getting a test fire and a video talking about the 80% kit from JSD. Beyond that, I don't know. Just stay tuned. YouTube.com/babyfaceP.
Yep,
What
absolutely.
happened to them shotguns?
I like the grips. I like the grips on that. Oh, shot.
Good
What happened?
segue. They have to be done by the time we all meet up, which we now have a date. So I will make sure about that.
Tentatively. I gotta talk
okay.
to you guys
Yes.
about that date afterwards. Okay, so Walter, tell the people what you got to tell them.
Well, I'm going to tell them that, you can find me on Safety Hour Firearms on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Same with Dirtfoot Racing. There's stunparts.com. For those people waiting for K stocks, the rods are out being coated right now. When they come back, we'll have some K stocks available. Just keep watching the website. It'll happen. Just be patient.
All right, very cool. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna run the end, and we're gonna be right back. And someone's gonna give us words of wisdom. I'm guessing it's maybe Walter. I don't know.
Yeah, don't get a chest cold.
Let's do this. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow. We're gonna rip the audio out of this, throw it up on iTunes, Podbean, all your favorite places to get your audio podcast from. Big shout out to everyone joining us from the Firearms Radio Network. And don't forget, we are throwing up some snippets of Cody Wilson, of Defense Distributed, Ghost Gunner, all that kind of stuff. We had a really great interview with him, so you can see the whole thing on WMMF on YouTube or Utreon, and then we're going to throw some snippets up on Hank Strange as well. Words of wisdom. Who's got it?
Oh, well, first thing I'd just like to say, wrap that rascal if you're not sure.
Double,
you're
triple
in
wrap. Put it on some in some Vaseline.
Stop making me laugh. Come on. Yeah, wrap that rascal, and the world's not coming to an end. We have had victories lately here with the bad come the good. So a lot of people are fighting for the good. So just be patient. Don't lose your mind.
Yeah.
Don't let these people if you lose your mind, these people win, and that's what they want you to do.
And we could challenge this stuff. We could challenge it. It's unconstitutional. So they're definitely.
And we have the court on our side. So yes,
this is the time to challenge it. All right. Thanks a lot to everyone. Thanks to Walter of Safety Harbor Firearms, as well as Babyface P, for joining us here. It's always fun to do FreeForAll Monday. I am going to hit the buttons here right now.